All right, everybody, we are back. We are here in the A320 Neo today. This will be a this is going to be an experiment, that's for sure, because your captain has absolutely no idea what he's doing, and I do mean that. I mean that with all with all seriousness. I've never flown an Airbus. Never really intended to fly an Airbus. But I looked at this plane yesterday when it came back into Sim Update 15, and it just looks cool. Yeah, I kind of figured that, Charlie. I'm planning on having to. I'm planning on having to probably hand fly the approach, which is fine. Um, but I'm just curious that I'll even get the thing off the ground here. Because I literally I don't know anything about Airbus aircraft, so I'm going through the yeah. I mean the texture popping is just what it is. There's no getting around that, right? All right, so let's see here. Da, 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 da. All right, my sim brief name is. This is gonna be painful, guys. I really apologize for this. I don't know if I should have streamed this, but I just figured there'd be some people interested in this airplane and what it's looking like. And I'm interested in this airplane and what it's looking like. So let's see. All right, so let's see here. Okay, now I gotta put this in Maryan, and I need to use my iPad to which I usually use to watch my comments. Hey Peter, what's going on? Goedendag, goedendag. So now let's make sure that stayed, and it did. All right, now we go in it, and let's see if. Do I need to load? No, actually, I already loaded the flight plan. Flight plan is loaded here, which is good. All right, so now, init request. Where is init request? Init request. There we go. Look at this. This is a miracle in the making. This is a miracle in the making, and that is all correct. That is all correct. Now let's put in our flight number. JBU2761. I never thought in my life I'd be flying an Airbus. I never thought in my life I would be flying a JetBlue flight. Cost index. Now, what is my cost index? Sim brief panel. My cost index is 9, which I take it means I'm going to have a really slow cruise flight level 370. All good. Now, go to the EFB. That is done. I've got all my business in there. And I think I'm hearing myself. Actually, on the EFB dashboard page and load SimBrief. That is done. This is wonderful. Now, let's go to ground services. Loading config. Cool. Now, are we running the APU? This is an excellent question. I have this fear of hitting this toggle GPU button right now. Loading config. It says to do that, so I'm going to hit the button. And that's exactly what I figured would happen. Everything died. Yeah, that's exactly what I figured was going to happen. So this is not good. That is not good. All right, well. Actually, what I meant to do is on GPU. So, now my... Yeah, okay, so perfect. Okay, that's good. Now, let's go back to init. Now we'll do init request. Again. No, I did not. It didn't tell me to do that. It says... I'm following literally exactly what it's asking me to do here. Alright, let's try this one more time. JBU2761. I mean, it shouldn't be that... It shouldn't be that difficult, right? I mean, it really shouldn't be. So I'm just going to wait here on turning off the ground power until after I have loaded my payload and gotten everything going, which all makes perfect sense. All right, 0 fuel weight. Max is 138,450, and I am higher than that. Block fuel 2361, perfect. Okay. All right, then apply load. We'll do that. Okay, now let's come up top And ground control push button should be selected to on. Now, where might one find that? Ground control push button selected to on. ADRs 1, 2, and 3 should be in nav. Doink, doink, doink. Exterior lights, strobe. I mean, I know all this, right? Auto, beacon should be on. Let's see here, nav lights. We don't need any of those on right now. So, no smoking. No smoking, you crazy people. External exit light switch. Where is that? Alright, should be set to armed. All fuel pumps on. We don't want mode select. Alright, fuel pumps are all on. Right? Not hard. Not hard. So far, so good. Chris Loach, what's going on? Nav lights on. Nav lights on. Oh, turn my nav lights on. Don't need nav lights on quite yet, do I? But in any event. Alright, now. IRS on and aligned. Let's see here. Let's see here. What do we got now? Gear is down. GPS clock is set. And what else do we need? Anti-skid nose ring stealing is on. Good, good, good. Now center panel. Weather is set up for departure, but not yet on. Let's see here. What I'm going to do is set up, first of all, that's going to be my center panel view. So I can see that. Yeah, of course, Peter. Enzer. What's going on? Yeah, you guys are witnessing. You guys are witnessing moderate competence at best. Yeah, Peter, I may like genuinely rely on your help with this. I probably don't need. This looks like a pretty good view, right? Alright, there we go. Now let's see here. Center panel, we need 122. 8 is good. Then what else do we need here? We need to see. I probably don't need my lights on. We don't need that on. But what do we need to do with the weather panel? Alright, let's just set our squawk code. Let's not worry about all this business here. Let's not worry about all this. Squawk code is 2322. Which would be good if we could set it. That doesn't seem to work. Oh, okay. 2322. Stand by. I want to put that right on. We'll turn those on before we go. 122.8 both sides. What is, let's see, Vatsim is doing this. Vatsim CTAF. Look up. Let's see here. KFLL. I know where it is. Come on. Up. I know Vatsim's got this. KFLL. What is our CTAF frequency in Fort Lauderdale? I love this airport, by the way. 119.3. CTAF 119.3. Looks like your throttles are on full reverse. So the weird thing was when I tried to set this up. Let me see here. Well, they look at 0 to me. So when I tried to set it up, it was a little weird to set up the throttles. 119.3. This is gonna be painful, guys. I apologize for all this. Peter, do you know your way around an Airbus? I assume you do. So let's go 119. I'm gonna go 119.3 both sides. So I've heard that I watched a little bit of A330 driver's video about this plane. He was uncomplimentary, let's put it that way. But his expectations are different than mine. And so I'm not necessarily too worried. All right, we need to have our parking brake in view here. So we'll go like this. So I'm going to set this now. All right, so yeah, you're absolutely right. It looked like they were in reverse from here. All right, so now I'm relatively pleased so far with my performance. Nav accuracy upgrade. So now let's go to the flight plan page. And let's clear that. Just leave me alone. KFLL. Now. Do. I think. So this should be similar to. We're taking off 28 right. We are flying the Snapper 2 departure, I do believe. Snapper 2. There we are, Snapper 2. Transition sumac. And there's that. There's that. So there we go. Masterful. That was a masterful job on my part. Not too worried about the secondary flight plan and all that fun business. Yeah, mode change. There we go. All right. If we zoom out a little bit here, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going around the horn and heading eastbound. Well, we should be arriving by about 3 in the morning at this rate. Most of the lateral mode should now be set. All right, now init. Okay, now how do we get this? How do we get this? Most lateral. Do I have to enter them? Because we can do that. We can do that. Let's look here. 138.4 and 20.4 would do it. 138.4, 20.4 would do it. So let's see here. Zero fuel weight is 138.4. What's the CG? CG is 29.1. Uh, 29.1. Nope. Because this should be relatively similar to the ATR, just a little bit more advanced. Block fuel is 20.4. Assuming that I have set this up with pounds. Please tell me it's in pounds. It is in pounds. This is good. Because otherwise we would be in trouble. Alright, so that should be good. Fuel on board. Let's see. There we go. That's correct. We are making progress, folks. We are making progress. Need to calculate some takeoff speeds. Let's go over here. And we'll go takeoff. We'll go sync. We'll go calculate. Air conditioning on, flaps configured 1. Alright, so V1 is 151, V1's 150, let's see, 151 and 153. And let's send that to the FMGS. That is good. Now we come down here. I'm assuming it's the perf page. 151, 151, 153, that is all correct. Okay, confirm takeoff data. This is a miracle in the making. 0.5 up. Let's see. Where does this go? Flaps 0.5 up. So flaps 1 slash 0.5 up. I can't believe you actually typed the word up into this, but yeah, look at that. All right. Altimeter is, let's get some weather. How about that for a brilliant idea? What's our weather here? METAR. I'm so far amazed at my own skills and ability. All right, let's see. Visibility 10 statute miles, few 300, no, few 3,000 scattered, 8,000, 2421 altimeter 2973. Where are the winds? Apparently there are no winds. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. All right, so I'm clearly gonna have to go to Navigraph and get the winds here because FLL weather. There's no wind on the METAR. How is that possible? KFLL METAR. I've literally never seen a METAR without winds. Never in my life. Forecast is 1326 from the west northwest. So west northwest 13 gusting 26 is the TAF. But there is no. It's bizarre. There's literally no. Okay, so now let's get up here. No, that's not what I meant to do. Let's see, how do we set our... I'm just going to climb straight to 37,000. I'm not even going to bother messing around here. All right, QNH is 2973, which is why the weather is so bad. 2973. What else we got here? Speed. Flight directors, both sides. Where are the flight directors? Flight directors are both on. Should be heading in vertical speed mode. Climb and nav. Heading in vertical speed mode. This is good. I'm not even gonna mess with like setting an interim speed. Kanji, what's going on? This is low quality, my friend. This is low quality again. Yeah, actually, Kanji, I am on Vatsim right now. I am JetBlue flight 2761. All right, now. Okay, speeds are good. Altitude is set. Let me see here. Flight directors are on. Altitude is correct for our altimeter setting. This is good, good, good. Lower ECAM display. Let's look at the doors. Okay, we gotta close us some doors. Right? Close all the doors. Rotating beacon on. Thruster idle. Parking brake is on. Now, here's where I'm going to need some intelligence because If I hit the toggle GPU button and then everything disappears, I'm going to be really, really upset. So what I'm hoping for is for that not to happen. FPS looks really good so far. APU is available. When would the APU be available? Do I have to? External power is on. Time to switch on the master APU button. Where is the master APU button? Master switch APU. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Peter. Wait 5 seconds. Oh, miracles are happening. Miracles are happening. Thank you, Peter. I never would have figured that out. See, it didn't make any sense to me. I'm reading the official instructions, and it did not make any sense to me that you would want to turn. Hey, Andrew, what's going on? That you would want to turn ground power off before, or remove the GPU before you had the APU going. It doesn't make any sense. That I mean, I don't know a lot of things, but I know that. So, am I gonna have to wait here for a little bit, Peter, for the? Yeah, Matisse, as soon as it told me to turn the power, to remove the GPU when I didn't have the APU going, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to have the. Okay, now the APU is available. That's good to go. So now we can start an engine and push back. Good, good, good. All right. Let me see here. If it is available, APU bleed on, right? Now I think it is safe to turn the power off. Andrew, I am a huge Formula One fan. Yeah, APU bleed on. The reason I'm so tired right now is because I was up until 2 in the morning watching quality. Okay, APU bleed is on. Now we're probably safe. Okay, disconnect external power, right? Please stay on. Thank you. That is awesome. I'm gonna put. I'm gonna go flight plan page here just so I can watch what's going on. Now it's gonna want me to push back, and I guess we're gonna have to do that, right? So. This is kind of funny. All right, toggle pushback. Hopefully the chocks are off. Chocks set, chocks off. How are we looking here? We are looking like an airplane ready to push back. Toggle pushback. Nice. Okay, now that we have that started, now let's get over here. And let's see, turn the engine mode selector to ignition start. Engine 2 master switch to on. Please tell me something's happening. Something seems to be happening. This is good. Once the startup is successfully complete, the FADEC will Show the ECAM message. Alright. This is a miracle in its own right. I'm glad the pushback is slow because otherwise I might have to like hurry to get something done here. Alright. Engine's coming up. This is good, good, good. Let's start engine number 1 as well. Might have wanted to wait a little bit actually on that. Not sure if the APU bleed has got enough oomph to start them both. Ja, Matthias, ich habe gedacht, dass du, wenn ich du sagen darf, ich habe gedacht, dass du aus die Niederlande kommst. Und ich habe mittlerweile gemerkt, dass du Deutsch sprichst. Und ich dachte, vielleicht bist du dann Deutscher. Aber egal, es ist schön, dass du bei uns bist. And let's see here. After engine start, engine mode selector to normal. It's not. I'm gonna wait here. APU bleed off and APU master switch off. I'm gonna wait till this number 2 engine is Dutch. Okay. I speak Dutch as well, but not nearly as well as I speak German. So we try to be international here at the Island Sim Pilot channel. Okay, so now what we can do is turn this to normal. Let's see, arm the ground spoilers by pulling the control upward. That's the speed brakes. Where are the ground spoilers? Alright, well, first of all, let's go up top here and let's turn the APU off. Alright, now everything should be good. And we should also be turning on our taxi light. Well, we're going to blind the guy in the seat, but that's alright. This is the longest pushback in the history of humanity, by the way. Ground spoilers. Where are the ground spoilers? Arm the ground spoilers, okay? I mean, is it like in the 737? Speaking of Matisse? Yeah, I noticed that too, Matisse, that the APU available stayed on. And I'm trying desperately to learn French. Oh, well, I think I just discovered why the pushback is going so slow. We're showing a moderate display of competence here, folks. And let's go. That's not really what I was hoping for, but let's just stop it right here. How's that? And we'll put on some brakes. We can deal with this. We can move from here. Let's see. What does that button do? Let's see. That's the thing you want your captain to do. That's what you want to hear from your captain. What does that button do? All right, there we go. Flaps. What does that button do? Ah, Duke Pilot. Nice, 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 nice. Pull up the spoiler handle. And how would one do that? Oh, I think I just did that, which is good. Alright, set trim wheel to the takeoff. What was that? That was 0.5 up. Let's go here. Here we go. 0.5 up. Look at this. The competence is coming through. Dragging it up or down. Alright, taxi lights are on. I'm just going to taxi just to make myself feel like I've done something constructive. Even though what I have done is put myself... Well, we can go that way. Let's go that way. Alright. Parking brake is off. Look at this! Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Moderate competence on display here today. Hopefully after I take off I can just hit the autopilot button and just watch for a little bit. But I do have to say, so far so good. Okay, auto brake. On max, I assume that this is what they want me to perform these tasks. That would seem to make sense, right? Okay. We got some weather. One of the reasons I decided to fly down to this is my check ride. One of the reasons I decided to fly down to Princess Juliana instead of doing a shorter flight is I figured at least the en route portion of the flight will give me a chance to like try and familiarize myself a little bit with the cockpit and hopefully get some hopefully get myself in a position to be able to do something constructive here. All right, we're going to turn that on. We're going to turn our runway turn-off lights on. We're going to turn our strobes on. We're going to turn our landing lights on. Do we need any signs? Signs? All I see are signs. Okay. Those are all armed. Don't need that. All right. Now, let's come back down. What else do we have? Takeoff configuration test. Where is that button? Is it in a similar place as it is in the ATR? Do 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 do. Where is the takeoff configuration button? Oh, that's another thing we need to do. We need to turn our... We need to turn these on. That should be on all. Okay, there's that. Packs. And no lights. That's a good thing in an Airbus, right? No lights is a good thing. All right, so where would one find... Switch on plan instead of arc. Yep, gotcha. Thank you, sir. Let's go arc. Takeoff configuration test. Where would one find that button? Where would, if anybody has an idea? Yeah, the ghosting is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. Takeoff configuration door. There's got to be a... do I support any team in particular? I am an Aston Martin fan, my friend. I'm an Aston Martin fan from the days of Sebastian Vettel. I'm a huge Sebastian Vettel fan. And I think, by the way, I have mentioned this before on my channel. I think that Sebastian Vettel is going to come back for Mercedes. I think he's going to be flying for Mercedes. No. Let's come down here to perf. I don't even know if I did the takeoff. Takeoff runway. Flex temp is good. Ferrari fan. For just below the 4 switches near the E-cam. My problem with just below the 4 switches near the E-cam. Is this painful? Oh, here we go. Now I'm probably going to need to be able to see. Alright, takeoff configuration test is good. There's something off that should be on. So let's just figure this out. Look at your right between the button and MCDU1. Okay, we should be good, right? Now, with the indents, and then gear up, and then, I mean, I can hand fly if worse comes to worse, right? But I'm assuming I'm gonna have to go autopilot 1, autopilot 1 on, and auto throttle on. No? Well, let's figure it out. What's the worst that can happen, right? We got incoming traffic who is not using the CTAF. Alright, so what we're going to do, we are going to take off. We are going to, flight directors are both on. We have to ding the cabin lights. Wind shear prediction on the pedestal at your left. Pedestal at your left. Turn on wind shear prediction. What wouldn't be, it would be fun not knowing if we're going to get wind shear, wouldn't it? Alright, let's see here. Let's look at Volanta. Let's see what we've got in terms of traffic. We should be good in terms of traffic. Alright, we're just going to go and figure this out. The worst comes to worst, I'll just stare at my screen getting instructions from you guys until until I figure out what to do. Autopilot on 500 after takeoff. Just below the spoilers, ding the cabin. I don't see that. Just below the spoilers. They'll figure out we're flying. Alright, auto throttle goes automatically on during rolling. That's one of the things I was curious about. Okay. Alright, Fort Lauderdale traffic, JetBlue2761, departing runway 28 right. Be a right downwind departure to the east. Fort Lauderdale. Alright, so auto throttle comes on automatically during rolling. Where is that? Probably something in here, I would have to guess, no? We'll worry about that later. Wind shear is a good time anyway, right? Left up if your spoilers handle. Left up if your spoilers handle. I can't find it. Should be right in here. You guys are probably going crazy. Alright, we'll worry about that next time. I mean, so far, having absolutely no idea what I'm doing and taking 48 minutes to get onto the runway. I mean, the airplane feels smooth, right? I mean, performance doesn't feel too bad. All right, heading indicator checks with the runway number 28 right, and we'll go. Come on, let me do this. Alright, that should be set. Yeah, master caution light's not good. It's never... Engine thrust. Yeah. Master caution light is never a good thing. Where is my feeling for that? Okay, there we go. V1, which is a good thing seeing as we are literally out of runway. Alright, positive rate of climb. Passengers are vomiting. Gear coming up. Let's get the nose down here a little bit. And let's get some speed. We're not doing so bad. We almost killed ourselves, but that's okay. I'm gonna go autopilot 1. Look at this. Zoom into the ECAB. Alright, spoilers. Why is the speed coming down? Climb speed 250. Oh, you know what? That's why. Huh. Yeah. I think Toga is probably a better. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright, flaps can come up. Now let's come back to flex. Okay, moderate competence is what we're aiming for, folks. Moderate competence. Alright, let's turn off our... Let's turn off our runway turn-off lights, our taxi lights. Alright, we are climbing. It's not happy with the fact that I am... Yeah, it wants Toga power, so I'll give it Toga power. And it's not following, let's see, LNAV. GA track mode. Come to climb, right? Alright, now, how do I get it to follow the flight plan? Where is the... Flaps are up, spoilers retracted. Predicted wind shear is off. Okay, we're simply climbing straight out, which is not what we're trying to do. Where is LNAV? Where is the equivalent of LNAV? Do. Doesn't even seem to want to go into heading mode, which I would be happy with. That would be okay at this point. Click the heading button upper side to get managed heading. Heading button upper side. Where is the heading button? Do. Pull the knob out. Alright, let's try. flight plan. I can do direct to here in a little bit. Doing climb and push heading. Direct to. Let's do direct to where? Let's just do direct to Snapper. It's still in it's in GA track mode, which means I'm sure it just means it's going straight ahead. The least I can do is now just turn the freaking knob around here. Push heading. All I see is heading track. Clear on the MDCU. Oh. Okay, we just clicked that. And we're climbing through 16,000 feet. Jeez. Reselect your direct on the MCDU. Let's see, where is it? I think. Oh, okay. Okay, this is not a display of competence at all. Well, at least I'm in manual heading mode, so let's just turn. So at least get it going in the direction that we want to be going. Put it back in nav mode and select another waypoint. Okay. That seems to have done something. There we go! We're in nav mode. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. See, this is why I wanted 3 hours in climb. Or in cruise, rather. Alright. Both your VOR switches need to be selected to the right. Alright. There we go. Now, push in the altitude button to go back to profile mode. Altitude button, altitude button. Okay. No, actually, I mean, we're doing all right so far. We really seem like we're doing okay. I mean, mind you, my poor passengers are. My poor passengers are thinking that I'm competent, or they're wrong on that one. Standard altimeter, at least we got that going. Now let's at least get our lights squared away here. Let's at least do that. That much I can do. And I would like to turn my lights off. I don't want those lights on. Those are annoying me. Okay. Manage to always push the knobs as the dot appears. Sort of confused while we're climbing at 230 knots. Alright, well, we're just gonna... Let's go back and see if we can find that predictive wind shear button. I just heard a... Look at that. We are doing really well now. We are doing really well. Now, how do we... I don't understand how we get on a vertical path here. Because we're clearly just climbing as fast as the airplane feels like climbing. Hey matey, how are you? I'm just going back through the I'm just going back through the chat here. Now that there's a lower likelihood of me crashing. I just don't understand why it's climbing at whatever. No, this is the most incompetent preview you've ever seen, Capdevilla. This is what I like to call a moderately competent. This isn't even moderately competent. Let's just be real here. Okay, so those lights are off. Why are all these lights on? No. That's not what we want. Is that not what we want either? I bet you these are gonna be. No. Whoops. Okay. Is flight level set in the MDC? There's a good question. It should be. Let's go. Perf. This is not a good sign. You secondary flight base communications. Let's go here. I kind of have a feeling this might have frozen right now. I mean, it's indicating right here. No, I did not find a fix for that. I did not. I have a feeling the MCDU just froze. And I think that is a common error that people have talked about noticing. Yeah. So this just all froze. This just all froze. Blue selected, magenta is managed. Alright, oh, that's the loudspeaker. So, what my fear is, yeah, so like, yeah, so everything's frozen, you can see. Yep. So we have now had a complete freezing of everything. I mean, the plane is still operating. And Mataus, that's what people have been that's what people have been talking about, is that it's just I've read a lot of things about the plane just freezing, which is unfortunate. I mean, so I was watching A330 driver. He did a video I think this morning, and he said they should just pull it again and redo it and release it with the next sim update, not this one, because this one's like, I mean, this is clearly not ready. And frankly, the only reason I tried to do this today, um, is that I loaded this plane when I noticed it had come into the beta on, what was it, Friday, yesterday. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And so I loaded it, and it looked beautiful. And it does look beautiful. I mean, this to me looks very nice, right? Um, but it's clearly not ready for. It's clearly not ready for use here, unfortunately. I wonder if I'm still. Yeah, so at least via Volanta, I am still moving, you know. So frame frame gen on a GTX 1650. I don't think that would work, would it? I don't think not sure that mod would work on the GTX. But yeah, unfortunately, this is looking like a. I'm just just talking to my buddy Z Sim Pilot. Yeah, so I mean, nothing, nothing is happening. So see, even the controls are frozen. I'm moving the throttles right now, and nothing is happening. So we'll just climb and we'll chat here for a little bit. So um, I don't know what I should do. If I should maybe load another flight, try flying something else. If you guys are interested in that. But this is not working. What we could do, and let me get off Vatsim. We can get off Vatsim. What could we do? So we are in Sim Update 15, so at least you're getting to see the beta for that. and they're saying this is the release candidate. Um, so this is theoretically the one that you guys are gonna get on Tuesday, I guess it is. Um, so what shall we do? What shall we fly? We could either do an ATR flight. I think probably doing a 737 flight at this point would be a little bit pushing it. Um, hmm. Yeah, Peter, I mean, it's clearly not ready for release. So, what shall we do? ATR 72. That's 2 votes for the ATR 72. I'm game. Let's do, where do you guys want to fly? Where do you guys want to fly? We can fly out of San Juan. Maybe do like San Juan to, maybe do San Juan to Princess Juliana. Something like that. How about that? What does that sound like? Let's see here. Zane, I would remove the frame gen model. The one frame gen you can use lossless scaling. That's the one you can do. Um, that's the one you can use with a GTX card. Let's see, ATR. Yeah, we'll go American. 38 November 288 Alpha Mike. 288 Alpha Mike. No problem, Zane. No problem. All right, so let me see if I can get to. Yeah, I saw that, Duke Pilot. I saw that. Um, Let me jump seat to. Yeah, if you look, let me see, Zane. If you look on my channel in uh, in uh, in the tech tricks, tips and tricks thing, there should be the video on lossless scaling. And once you get that, you should be good to go. That video will tell you what you need to know to get that set up. Let's see, TJSJ, how long is this going to take to jump seat there? It's going to take a little bit. Yeah, it might. Let's see, we might get there by this time. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. All right, so now Luis Munoz. Let's go here. Ramp 14. We do have to go change our controls. So at least this way we can look at what the performance is like for the ATR. It should be pretty good. And at least this one I can fly. There we go, ATR 72. I really hope they make these drop downs in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I really hope they make this a drop down because it's such a pain having to flip through. And one thing I'm going to try on my Toby here, because in the ATR, you do need a little bit of a glance down. Alright, world map, that's where we are. We're good to go. We're good to go. I'll put it on all players in case anybody feels like flying. And let's go TNCM. Let's go IFR. That's the craziest looking departure. Oh, look at this. That makes sense, right? No approach. Don't need. And then we'll just put the BOR Zulu. Yeah. Good. Should be good. I'm not going to put a departure. Yeah, that works. That works. Okay, so for those of you who have waded through the incompetence, we are, let's see here, get my honeycomb set up. So that was kind of I mean, it was somewhat predictable that that would have wound up the way it did. But it's more of an issue that the plane clearly is not ready for use. I mean, I didn't really do too much, I don't think, that would have caused it to do what it did, but what? Oh. Let's try restarting that with the gear down. So there we go. And let's come in. And let's go here. We'll go aircraft. Let's go hotel mode. Alright, now turn those on, turn that on, we'll turn this on bright. Arm the signs, turn the seatbelt lights off, seatbelt signs off, turn the logo lights off. I don't know why the logo light would be on. Alright. Now, flight plan. Ah, we don't have a flight plan, do we? Okay. So I'm going to set up a sim brief flight plan. We're going to call it EXK 5656. And then we're going to go TJSJ, TNCM, go ATR 72600, and we will generate the flight. Alright. So there are my flight plans. Good to go. So somebody say something in the chat so I know you guys are still here. Alright, import operational flight plan. Let's go. Let's fetch that. Let's set the flight plan. Good, good, good. Alright, now let's go payload. Let's load our aircraft. And zero fuel weight is 45,155. Let's 45,155. Fuel's 49.50. Alright, and then we're gonna go 49.50, which makes our takeoff weight about 50,150 pounds. Yeah, it's close enough, pretty close. Alright, let's start loading. And I don't know if my chat's frozen or if nobody's here anymore, but my chat is not saying anything. Alright, let's set the takeoff trim back over here. Alright, and we'll go TJSJ. Runway, what runway are we out of here? Runway 10. Going to Hamar 2 departure. Slugo. There we go. Oh, okay. So the AT this is an airplane I can actually show you how it works now. Manual to Hamar. Good, good, good. We can leave that discontinuity because it's actually not a bad thing. Which approach did I say I was going to fly? I didn't. Slugo, let's go the RNAV 10 because we're coming in from Slugo. And transition. We'll go next. We'll go Slugo. Execute. So we'll take off. We got a manual segment, and then we'll go direct Hamar. Then Nile, Slugo, Papa Juliet, Mike. We're gonna have to get rid of some of this. So we gotta get rid of this discontinuity. See, this is why I falsely believed that I might have a chance at flying the A320, is because this system, the FMC and everything in the ATR is very similar to the it's similar to Airbus. So let's see, CDL's on. We'll go FMS and takeoff data. Let's make sure. Well, we're gonna have to do that, aren't we? So transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Let's go to the perf init page here. Sim brief panel again. Now let's go. What's our alternate? Our alternate is right back here. There you go. TJSJ, and we'll come back at westbound. Let's come back at, what are we going at? What's our cruise is 13. We'll come back at 10 just so we don't have to climb too much. Once we come back, cruise altitude is going to be 13,000 feet on the way. And our weights, 44, 40, yeah, it's close enough, 49,764. Yeah, pretty darn close. Takeoff trim is 1.1. Alright, so now, let's see what our performance is. 113, 113, 117. Got reversers, it's dry. 113, 113, 117. 113, 113, 117, that's good. Okay, now let's go navcom 122. Oops, wrong one. 122.8. Enter, enter. Go 121.5. Now, what VOR might we be interested in? Just gotta check on, well, of course, probably 113.0, which is Papa Juliet Mike. 113.0. Where are we? 113.0. Let's go. Whoopsie. Bearing 1, bearing 2. That makes these show up on. That makes them show up here. Okay. And let me just cancel the flight that I was on. And what else do we need to do? Flight plan. We're going to need. Alright, so FMS takeoff data is set. Trim 3 axes, all green. Tail prop and doors. Alright, seatbelts and beacons is what we're going to need next. I'm going to wait just for a second. Just going to wait for a second here. Should be a nice day to fly. Just going to wait 2 minutes just so I can file my flight plan. And let's see, TJSJ, TNCM, make sure there is a flight plan available. And there is. It's going to be It is going to be flight 5508. Okay. EXK 5508. I appreciate your patience, Peter. Because I canceled the last flight, I have to wait for a second to wait for another. Oh, there, it should be good. Just wait for like 15 seconds before I can launch this. Alright, we are going to TNCM. Did I say 5508? Okay. 5508. Sim brief. I appreciate that, Peter. Sim brief. Let's get our flight plan. And then we're going to be off. As soon as I get this flight plan here, we are good to go. Alright. And off we go. Let's get Vatsim set up here. EXK5508 AT72. So EXK5508. I swear we'll get moving soon. EXK5508. File the flight plan. Okay, now our 5522 is the squawk code. Alright, now we're good to go. Now we're good to go. Now let's come down here to serve and we will go 5522 and we will squawk altitude. Why are you not? 5522. Enter, squawk altitude. TCAS is good to go. That's all it's going to show us for right now. So, should be good to go. Seatbelts and beacon, and we are ready to rumble. Alright, seatbelts. Rotating beacon. And we should be good to go. And let's have a look here, and we are. Okay, we'll come back up top. And let's go there, and let's go there. And let's bring the throttle, let's bring the condition lever rather. Doesn't have throttles. Let's have take the condition lever. And once we get to an NP of 12, what I should do. There we go. Alright, now we can come up to single channel. Now what we'll do is release those, release the wheel chocks. I got the toe brakes engaged. And before taxi checklist, let's go FWS recall. Let's go cockpit comm hatch is good. CL1 and 2. Anti-icing is not necessary. Let's go back up top here. Turn the starter off. Turn on the TRU. Let's turn these on. See, I actually can fly some airplanes, just not the one I was trying to fly before. Chris Loach. Oh, nice. Nice. I saw that before. The A320 sitting there. That's actually a 737. So we'll do the anti-skid test. Where are you, Mr. Anti-skid Test? You are right there. Good to go. Master caution. Good to go. Flaps 15 for takeoff. Nose wheel steering. Good to go. All right. And we are ready to rumble. We are taking off runway 10, which is not the runway we usually take off of, but let's see. Same on traffic. Executive Eagle 5508 will be taxiing to runway 10 via taxiways November 3, Hotel 2, San Juan. Okay. So, should be good to go. Let's release the parking brake. And for anybody who is just joining and wondering why we are in the ATR when the video says that we're going to be in the A320, that's because the plane crashed. Not literally, not like a plane crash. It crashed to the extent that it didn't work anymore. Taxi and takeoff lights coming on. Brakes are good. Okay, let's make sure the takeoff. Yeah, this is one of the weird things about this plane. Alright, let's go. Let's release that. Okay, takeoff config test is good to go. And now we're moving. That's the thing, like it doesn't move, it doesn't move, it doesn't move, and then all of a sudden it moves very, very quickly. Hey, the tablet is great in the 737. Dominican Rat, what's going on? We're going to St. Maarten, my friend. We're just going in a different airplane and from a different location. I was trying to do it in the A320, and the A320 just crashed. So can't hear any engine sounds. Oh, you know why? Because the engine sounds in the. Tell me now. Is that a little better? You can hear it a little better. Because the cockpit of this airplane is very, very quiet. And I had the volumes turned down in the streaming. Cool. By the way, welcome aboard, Reg Simulation. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. I'm glad to see you with us. This is not exactly what I was hoping for today. I mean, I love flying the ATR, so I'm not knocking the ATR, but I was really hoping to give everybody a look at the A320. But I guess we kind of did give everybody a look at the A320. The A320 doesn't work, you know. So I guess we got that. I guess we got that established, right? And I did not have. I didn't have my San Juan scenery loaded, so it's all right. This actually is not bad for stock scenery. It's really not. So take a quick look. Let's see if we've got any traffic, and we don't. Which is this? Hotel 3. We can take Hotel 3 for departure. Well, let's take Hotel 2. We'll go all the way down. Okay. Oh, and we'll go all the way down here. Don't leave runway behind you, right? Alright, so takeoff config test is good. Before takeoff checklist, takeoff briefing is good. Let's let the cabin crew know that the gust lock is released. The spoilers are working. Alright, yeah, the cockpit of this airplane is very, very quiet. Which is sort of, I mean, I guess it's okay, but. Alright, now, let's see here. What else we got? Flight controls have been checked. Transponder TCAS are on. Boost function, yeah, all good. That's normal. Cabin crew advised. engine bleeds. These things, so these checklist items come up on the co-pilot's panel, which is kind of cool. Let's go external lights on. We'll go landing lights on. Strobe light is on. Taxi and takeoff light is on. Lateral flight director bar, no, because we have not selected. First of all, let's select that, and second of all, we have to select IAS and heading mode. So heading mode is going to be in the backup. Once we set an initial altitude, let's set about 7,000. 7,000 is good. Alright, so now we've got a lateral flight director bar. Check our rudder cam. Alright, that's good. Check, check. Now let's have a look and see on Volanta if there's anybody coming in. There is somebody coming in. They are not on Vatsim, so we are good to go. San Juan traffic executive Eagle 5508, departing runway 10, straight out San Juan. Alright. So. Looking good, looking good. Final is looking clear. Beautiful day to fly. So, we'll get ourselves out on the center line here. Alright, now let's stop. The heading indicator checks with the runway number. Alright, flaps are set. Takeoff power is coming in. Yes, they can. Notch, notch. Engine instruments look good. Let's go flying. Alright, 50 knots. 70 knots by controls. We're looking for 113. And let's go flying. Positive rate of climb. Here's coming up. Yaw dampener on. We're in heading select mode because until 560 feet, which we've just passed. And now we can go. Let's go flaps up.
Don't sink.
Yeah, I know.
Don't sink.
I wasn't going to. See, I was wondering why those flight director bars were so way off, and I didn't want to hit the autopilot. Down. Alright, here we go. Chris, yeah, people can be on that side. The green is going. Alright, 2,800 climbing, 7,000. Altitude is 13,000. the other thing we need to do is go climb power. Alright, so let's have a quick look here. Landing gear up, no lights, flaps are up and indicating. Power management, climb, engine leads are good. Taxi and takeoff lights, turn those off. And let's go. Altimeters, we're not going to change the altimeter here for a little bit. Outside volume is quite high, not easy to understand your voice. Is it okay when I'm in the cockpit? I'm assuming yes. That should be a little better on the outside volume. So now we are climbing beautifully. All right. Let's have a quick look. Everything's looking good. I mean, we're not going to change the altimeter until we get into Juliana airspace. We can just click that away, and that all looks good. Papa Juliet Mike VOR is tuned in. All right, 6,000 climbing 17,000 or 13,000. You are quite welcome, Peter. So, one of my favorite views. I love doing this. So Dominican Rat, hopefully I'm just looking back at the comments right now. So what happened was we took off out of Fort Lauderdale in the A320, and everything froze. The entire, like all the avionics froze, like the throttles froze, the controls froze, and so that was what happened. So we decided at least to do some flying. So what I'm doing, hey Akanji, what's going on? So I'm kind of testing to see. So usually I use the whatchamacallit, the Tobii eye tracker as a head tracker. I don't use the eye tracker at all, the eye tracker part of it, but I realized that when I'm trying to land this airplane, this is the view, and as you can see, we can't see that. And so I turned on the eye tracker part of it so that I could see if I can look down, if that's going to be easy enough to do. And just look down with my eyes. So we'll see. So I asked the people at Tobii to try, because you can set a fixed view, but you can't move where that view is. In other words, I can't look here and then pause the view. If I hit the pause button right now, it goes back to here. And then if I unpause it, it goes back to what I was looking at. So what you need to be able to do is kind of get your view set and then be able to hit a pause button and have it stay there. but we don't quite have that yet with this. So, TAA guy, trying to DLAA because of your last video, what should I do? Quality or DLAA at 4K? Kanji, the question is going to be if you can do DLAA at 4K and the performance is good enough, then by all means do it. 4K is kind of hefty. It depends on what your system is. But I mean, I usually run. Let me take a quick look here. I changed my settings so much I don't even know what I'm running. I'm using quality right now. Let me try using DLAA and see how we do. Because yeah, DLAA is a lot crisper, and my performance is fine, so I'm gonna leave it at that. 40. Okay, so you got yeah. Then I would use that. 10,000 feet. Let's turn the landing lights off. Seatbelt sign off. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting that kind of performance, you can definitely use DLAA. So it's going to take some getting used to for me with the eye part of the eye tracker. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn the eye part off because not really liking it, if I'm honest. I just like head tracking. I'm so used to head tracking. So this should be good. So unfortunately, no. There's Culebra, one of the coolest landings in the Caribbean. So unfortunately, no A320 today, but that'll be all right. Not much action today in the Caribbean, although there is an F-35 that just took off out of Juliana, which is kind of interesting. Thousand to go. So let me see here. So open track. I've heard about that. I'm gonna have to check that out. So we are ready to go. Cruise power. Good, good, good. There's Culebra, such a cool place. So you can use this with the eye tracker, huh? Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna have to check this out. Thanks, Akanji, I appreciate that. And I don't really find it jittery. I find it... I just wish you could pause a view. That's like the biggest thing to me. We'll do that. The biggest thing to me is that you can't look at something and then pause the view like that. You know, that's the thing that bugs me. Cool, Akanji, I will do that. St. Thomas. You can with OpenTrack. That is sweet. That is really sweet. Yeah, it's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I do. So I'm really gonna have to check that out. So, start thinking about the weather here. It's not going to be a real long flight. You know, I was just reading, somebody was suggesting using the I guess the secondary render scale for making that it would help with kind of the blurriness of the numbers as they move. And I tried that once and it did not work at all. Didn't work at all. So TNCM, let's see, what time is it? So we should be getting a new one pretty soon. Winds is 08011. Yeah, Peter, I've got it bound to 2 buttons on my Honeycomb Alpha. The only thing is that it just, like I said, it doesn't you can't look in one direction and then just pause it. That's the thing that bugs me. So do you use the open track as well, Peter, or no? And Akanji, DLSS is voodoo. It's AI stuff. It's voodoo. Cool view. I mean, basically what it is, they train, they use machine learning to train the DLSS, and then that's what the file is, the DLSS file that we update. That's basically the last 6 months worth of machine learning, and so it's basically just training it to improve little by little the views, the visual performance in the sim. So, gosh, what a beautiful view. This would be a great job to have in real life. Do you mean like some pauses, Peter? Because I don't see any, but because I'm actually watching my own stream on my iPad because that's how I can see the comments. And there is Beef Island. It's another cool place. I got it. Yeah, that makes some sense. Okay, gotcha. I'm glad. So that would have been some pressure earlier if I was flying the PMDG 737 with one of the head honchos of PMDG watching me. That would have been funny. So let's go. Gosh, it's so beautiful here. So should I take it back? That's Beef Island right here. This is the British Virgin Islands right here. That is St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. No, Akanji, I have never played DCS. And this is one of my favorite airports coming up here. Right there. Terrence B. Lettsome International Airport. Beef Island. Great little airport. And over there is Anegada, which is a really cool place too. That's supposedly like where time stood still in the Caribbean. So let's start thinking about one thing that bothers me about this is this doesn't update as you're going along, which is really too bad. And this is Virgin Gorda right here. So let's go check. Princess Juliana weather. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Jason, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Alright, they're still showing the old weather. Yeah, this has got a little airport. You can see it right there. It's got a little... It's got a little dirt strip there. Look at this. That's Beef Island Airport right there. One of my favorite airports in the sim. Come right down here on the approach, and you gotta cut over this hill and drop in. It's really pretty sweet. And I don't know. I seem to think that the Dash 8 gets more love than the ATR. I've never flown the Dash 8, so I don't know. But I thoroughly enjoy flying this airplane. This right down here is Virgin Gorda Airport. And that's another one you gotta cut right across here, come in. That's a little dirt strip, and Tradewind flies PC-12s in there. Which is really pretty cool, in my opinion. So... I want to get some weather here. But we don't have it yet. Where is top descent? Top descent is right at Slugo. Yeah, not bad, right? So that I just put never noticed that. I just put it on DLAA, that's why it's so crisp. I had it on quality before. And you're only seeing it in 1080, Peter. I'm seeing it in 2K, but it's only streaming in 1080. So see a little bit of ghosting here along the back of the trailing edge of the wings. What a stunning part of the world. Andrew Carr is back. What's going on? We're, what, 8 minutes from Slugo. Nice, 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 nice. That must be a good flight. That water masking is all new. That looks great. Alright, now we've got the weather here. So we've got winds are 070 at 11, visibility 10 miles, ceiling at least 12,000 feet, temperature 292.23, altimeter 1015. Alright, so now we've got what we need to do our performance calculations. Where are you now, Peter? You're always on the move. You're always on the move. Alright, so transition altitude. As a matter of fact, 101. No, I'm actually should be standard altimeter right now. Alright, 6,500 is transition altitude. Altimeter is 1015. Winds are 070 at 11, no gusts. Alright, so we should be good to go. Peter, I'm in dire need of an iPad update, iPad upgrade. I've got a iPad Mini 5, which I've had forever. I use it for real flying, but it's just so slow at this point. Oh, nice. That's a nice way to spend the weekend. Drinking some fresh coconut water from Thailand. So we were supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of snow last night, and we wound up getting a foot and a half. So we're like, see, I don't know if you guys saw, dude, Andrew, that is such garbage. You know what? I understand, like, they need the points. They need whatever points they can get. So Andrew and I are talking F1 right now, and Formula 1, in case if anybody has no idea what we're talking about. Your secret's safe with me, Peter. Andrew, you know, I get it. I understand that, like, especially come the end of the year, 1 point might make a difference here, but, like, Logan didn't crash his car, so I don't understand why he should have to give up his car. I get it from James Vowell's perspective. I understand why he did it. And Regs, I am in New York State, the great state of New York, the Empire State. I live in central New York. I live near Utica. It's like right in the middle of the state. You know, and I tell you what, if Mish go blue, what's going on? Did you get buried in snow this weekend? I was just talking about the fact that we got snowed on here last night, and Andrew and I are talking F1, but oh, Belgian beer is good stuff. Belgian beer is good stuff. You're making me thirsty, Peter. But yeah, I'm at least looking forward to a competitive race this weekend. I don't mind the excellence with good, Chris. Cool. You're probably gonna catch me before we get to Giuliano. I don't mind Max's excellence. You know, oh heck yeah. Lance did well, and My brain is frozen. I went to sleep at like 3 in the morning, and my dog gets me up at 6:30 every day. What's I can't think of his name right now. Brain freeze. Fernando. Fernando did well too. I'm starting to think, by the way, that Ferrari might be rethinking chucking Carlos Sainz in favor of Lewis Hamilton. And I'll tell you what, if I had to pick between Charles Leclerc and and Carlos Sainz, I'd pick Carlos Sainz. I think Carlos is a better driver. I really think Carlos is a better driver. What's his name? Just the only thing Charles does is cry all the time. So, I mean, obviously not really, but I'm just kind of tired of his. I mean, if you think about it, the only non Red Bull driver to win a race last year was Carlos Sainz. I don't know. What does that tell you? Alright, we'll go vertical speed mode. So you want to start a little down. You can't set the altitude until you get close to the top of descent. And you want to start a little bit of a descent before you reach top of descent. And then you wait for the magenta box to pop up over here. And once it does, then you can go into VNAV mode. And there's Princess Juliana out there. Yeah, the 600 is a steal, and the only reason I got the 700 is because or the 800 rather, is for American VA. Hopefully we're gonna get that VNAV indication here pretty soon. Alright, Andrew, cool. We'll see you soon. There we go. See, once you get the magenta box, then you can go VNAV. Then we'll go into VNAV path mode. And then we are good to go. Mark, we are heading to Princess Juliana. We're not that far out. We're probably not even 10 minutes out. Bring some power back here. Niki Lauda and Ayrton Senna, yeah. You know what's amazing about like that era of Formula One, like especially the 70s, there's a documentary on Netflix about that era of Formula One. They had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 drivers die every year. Do you believe they used to not even have safety cars? They didn't used to have yellow flags. Like if there was a crash, they just kept racing. Like and you had to try not to hit the car that had crashed. Landing elevation is automatic. FMS performance data is all set. And they would literally just try not to hit the plane, or try not to hit the car that had crashed. Can you imagine that? That's insane. Well, you probably can imagine that because you probably saw it. All right, 500 feet is the MDA. Okay. What? Oh shit! I just hit the power button. The power button works. Yeah, I just almost headed off into space in the A320 earlier. All right, cabin is depressurizing. There's Saba over there, which is a cool one. Hey, you know. So I hit the wrong button. Who's counting? Seatbelts and landing lights. Altimeter, we're almost getting there. Cabin altitude we checked. Alright. Yeah, I remember. I remember him saying that. They asked the current drivers about that comment one time. So we are 10 miles from Mabaki. Let's see here. Alright. Let's see here. It's Juliana traffic, American Executive Eagle 5508. We are 10 miles from Mabaki, inbound on the RNAV 10. It's Juliana. Trying to decide which lighting I like better. Oh, the Mishko Blue, that was the coolest thing. I mean, that was just amazing. I am like obsessed with the history of aviation in the Caribbean. I would love to read a good history of aviation in the Caribbean book, but I doubt there is one. I mean, I've certainly looked. I haven't found one. Miss Anguilla. Yeah, I remember him saying that, and they asked Lewis Hamilton what he thought about that, which was kind of an inappropriate person to ask. And I think Lewis just looked at the guy like, did you just ask me that?" But all right, 1015 in the altimeter. But yeah, I think Lewis. I don't think that car is that great. Let's put it that way. But I think beyond that, I don't think Lewis is really that. And I guess if I had to pick, yeah, Mishka Blue, I totally agree. I thought that was the most interesting thing. I was so grateful that he shared that. And I looked at there was one picture where he had there was a plane in the background that had an N number, and so I checked the registration. I fully expected that it would no longer be flying, but it was it was a 1963 Skywagon, I think. And it is now in Belgium, and it's still flying. Juliana, traffic, executive eagle 5508, 10-mile left base, runway 10. It's Juliana. It's sort of ridiculous doing these long straight-in approaches in this airplane, but that's all right. Yeah, you can look up the reg. It's all public information. 1,000 to go. And once we hit Ivaki, we're going to want to come down to 1,700 on the altitude. Now let's see here. Cabin crew. Got to notify our cabin crew. We've done that. Alright. Juliana traffic, executive eagle 5508, 10-mile final runway 10, Princess Juliana. Yeah, if you just type in a registration number, it'll pop right up. You can get the information from the FAA, you can get it from various places. Oh wow, there's some ATC on down below us. There's no sense in waiting to change the power management because there's nobody to annoy. The reason you want to wait to move your props forward when you're approaching an airport is because it's really loud. It's a lot quieter with the props back. But there's nobody out here to annoy, so you always want to try to be a good aviation citizen. I'm gonna go autopilot off. And we'll go flaps 15, speed checks. And airplane pitches up. And we are past lessor, so we can now and we're at 1,600 feet. I'll go gear down. Alright, we'll go flaps full. Just barely made that, didn't we? And this is what I like about this airplane is you can just fly it. Like it's a really nice airplane to hand fly. I don't have any of the trepidation of pulling the autopilot off at 10 miles like I do in the 737. There's a few, Peter, but nothing that bothers me enough to not fly. I love flying this airplane. Got 4 white. Juliana traffic, executive eagle 5508, about 1.5 miles final for runway 10, Princess Juliana. It's still like the RNAV stuff you've got to know.
Approaching minimum.
It's not always perfect.
500.
Stabilized.
Minimum.
It's not always perfect. But it's good enough. I really like this airplane. And it's a quirky plane. I think a lot of people's problems with it are not understanding how it operates, really.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
That was a little brutal. That was a little brutal. That was a little ugly. Wasn't that bad, I guess. We'll see. We'll see what the numbers say. I noticed this the other day. There's these lights in the middle of the taxiway. Peter, I really recommend this plane, especially if you like. What I like about it is it's a good combination of like transport flying and hand flying. Like you could hand fly this plane if you want to. You know, whereas you couldn't do that really with the 737. You can't just take off and go, you know, on a 737 trip and hand fly the airplane. With this, you absolutely could. And it hand flies very well, despite my display. But like for like it reacts to pitch and power changes just like a Cessna does. It's a very easy airplane to fly. It's a very easy airplane to fly. Or I shouldn't say, I don't know if I want to say easy. It's a very good airplane to hand fly. It hand flies very well. The systems are, like the thing I was talking about with the descent right now. You can't dial in the descent early. You have to dial in the descent right before you reach top of descent. If you dial it in early, it's not going to work. I don't know why, but it's realistic. That's the way the system is. It doesn't. You have to wait until top of descent, basically, to set your lower altitude, which I don't think a lot of people know, and therefore their descents get messed up, and they say the plane doesn't work. Well, the plane does work. You just have to know kind of its little tricks, you know. It's just like flying a Boeing versus an Airbus, you know. If you don't know how to fly the Airbus, which I don't, you're not gonna have any success with it, you know. And this is another thing that people have a tough time figuring out is getting the prop brake to work. Like, if you know how it works, it's easy. And I'll be glad to help you, like, walk through it and figure out how to fly it. It's a great plane. I love the ATR. I genuinely like this airplane. Alright, let's see here. Let's get some ground power. And the good thing is too, they have not abandoned it, you know. Like they came out with a big update like I don't know, a couple months ago. And a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And they'll do more, but it's a great plane. It's a really cool plane. Yes, you can. So Peter, the cool thing is that for what you know from the Airbus, this is based on the Airbus. It's based on the Airbus system of the FMC. So that's one of the reasons why, like when I was entering the flight plan in the A320, that I could do because I know the Airbus logic for entering the the flight plan, and all this stuff is all, you know, the same or very similar to an A320. So it'll be quick for you to figure out. Let me see if I see you on Volanta. Oh yeah, I see Chris coming in. Nice, 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 nice. We'll see Chris coming in here shortly. See Chris coming in here shortly. I don't know if there's like maybe an event going on in Hey Peter, no problem. Mishko Blue, I'd be happy to walk you through it. Just one of those things. It's like, God, this is beautiful. It's one of those things like you, and the other, of course, the other thing is they don't have, there is no documentation for the airplane at all, none. So, you know, how are people supposed to figure it out? You know, I mean, I have to admit, I've spent a lot of time digging around trying to figure out how this airplane works. And I can totally understand if somebody didn't want to do that, just giving up and being like, you know what, forget it. But gosh, this looks beautiful. And the performance in this beta right now is yeah, Peter, of course, absolutely. Um, the performance in this now in this beta is very good, very smooth. So should be good to go once Tuesday comes around. But it looks sharp, doesn't it? Which do you like better? You like that darker shade? You like the lighter one? The lighter one is that kind of auto shade from NVIDIA, and this is the native Microsoft Flight Simulator. I like them both, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it just looks amazing. It really does. So we got somebody coming in A320 right now, and then right behind them will be Chris. What is? Oh wow, what is that? Oh no way. That's a huh. That's a 747 on Vatsim. That is a 747 on Vatsim. How amazing is that? I'm gonna see if I can get out to the runway here and have a look. I don't know why. Oh, okay. I love this airport. Oh, you know what we can do? I've got an idea. Watch this. Let's do the beach view. They really did a great job with this. Look at this. This is a really fun thing to do in real life, by the way. If any of you guys have ever been here, telling you, I mean, this is a flight simulator. Just blown away. I am just absolutely amazed. Right? I mean, I think that water looks pretty darn good. I really do. Hey, Adriano, what's going on?
15-mile final runway 10, Julian traffic.
Adriano, it's one of my favorite places. It's one of my favorite places. I love. So there's an actual on Vatsim. There's a 747 coming in. That was like, I think that guy who just made the radio call. Yeah, I can only imagine. You know, I can only imagine. And there's Adriano. There's a lot of there's a couple guys in the channel. One of them who flies for Winair. If you want to join this is default. I mean, this is no, actually, that's a big fat lie. This is the whatchamacallit, the Princess Juliana add-on, and this is Chris coming in the 737. But they actually have a default version of this airport available that you can get for free. This is the payware one. But I mean, like the water and everything, this is all. Look at this! Oh, Chris, that was nice. How sweet was that? That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I was just about to say I'm really sad that I didn't record that, but I'm streaming this so we can see it. We can go watch that back. That was really cool. Yeah, it meant, like, who would have thought you could do this? Like, you can do it in real life, but who would have thought you could do it in the sim, right? But so Adriano, I went to I go to Anguilla. Usually every year, but we went to St. Martin in 2021, and we stayed, as a matter of fact, right over here at a place called Mary's Boone, which you might know. Really cool hotel. I liked it a lot, and but Anguilla was closed, like, because of COVID, like literally closed. And so we went to St. Martin, and the great thing about it was that, everything being outside, even the restaurants and bars and everything's outside, so we didn't have to really worry about it at that point. And we came down here for one day and checked out. Yep, exactly, Character, that bar. Yep. It's funny. I kind of thought.
Julian in traffic, KLM 755, 5-mile final, 2.5-mile final, runway 10, Julian in traffic.
Mark, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a GA group flight around Cuba tomorrow, about 3 o'clock. If you want to join us, please do. We usually get a good group, good turnout for it. But Adriano, I kind of expected to go to Character a little bit more than we did. Like, we just went to check it out, but the bar and the restaurant at Mary's Boone was so good that we just pretty much stayed there. Pressure's on. This kid has no idea this is getting streamed. Oh, he's got the A330. Okay. feeling for it. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Yeah. I mean, depending on like what kind of local dishes you mean, because we. Wow. So the guy who just landed flew from Amsterdam. Like he legit flew from Amsterdam. Wasn't that cool? Tell you what, it's not too bad. I'm just gonna turn this way to keep this so the sound doesn't blow our eardrums. Oh no way, Adriano, that's amazing. So there was a. Yeah, let me turn this volume down here a little bit on my. Okay, that way you guys should be able to hear that plane still, but at least it shouldn't be deafening anymore. But I think there's another plane coming in actually. What I was impressed with was my camera work that I got it to stop right dead center on the way down. Um, but what was I gonna say? Oh, the bartender at Mary's Boone when we were there, he was from I think Croatia, if I remember correctly, and he bought a plane ticket to yeah, the sounds are pretty darn good, I have to say. But he bought a plane ticket to Princess to St. Martin, and he got a job and just never and he I remember him saying he was like 2 weeks later when my plane left, I watched it go, and he had just been there ever since. But I don't know if this other plane that's coming in is on Vatsim. Let's see. I don't think he's on Vatsim, so. But I tell you, it's not a bad sunset for a flight simulator either, is it? I mean, I can't get over how the water looks and everything. I just think it's so beautiful. I really think they did a nice job. I'm probably taking his parking space. Yeah, Adriano, it's dude, Chris, your landing looked great. I mean, your landing looked really good, honestly. Let me see if I can get myself back on the. Yeah, see, that's the bleed through, the texture bleed through. It's taxiing stand Alpha. Oh, Alpha 1. Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, that's what I flew in here as. Adriano, that's what I flew in here as. I was Executive Eagle. That's what the call sign was. Executive Eagle 5508 from San Juan. Yeah, they're taking selfies. Look at this. Look at this. You got nothing better to do. Come on. Yeah. So, Yeah, that's all right, Chris. No big deal. Oh, no way. Yeah, that's the thing that they just do out and backs nowadays. I mean, they don't do. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a funny story. One of the trips. Look at this water. Look at this. Hopefully that engine sound is not too loud for you guys. Sorry if it is. I tried turning it down. Hopefully I turned it down enough. Um, but we were flying back from Juliana one time, and it was yeah, that yellow terminal building. Yeah, yeah, Peter, it's amazing, isn't it? But we were getting ready to fly out of Juliana back to wherever, back to New York, and the guy who was running the air stairs smashed the air stairs into the side of the plane, into the side of the 737, and broke the door. And so they couldn't close the door, so they couldn't pressurize the plane, so obviously they couldn't fly it, right? And I got talking to the pilot, the captain in the terminal building, and he explained to me what happened and what the problem was. And so we had to stay overnight because they had to fly a mechanic out the next day, on the next flight so that they could have somebody fix the door. And so they sent another plane out to pick us up. And anyway, we got a hotel overnight and everything in St. Maarten at American Airlines expense. And we were getting out of the elevator at one point to uh, to go to dinner, and the captain was standing there in his uniform going down to dinner, and we got chatting with him. And as it turned out, because his flight was an out and back, he was expecting to be home. He didn't even have any clothes with him, so he literally had nothing to change into. Yeah, exactly, exactly, Adriano. Whoever was driving the thing, had a nice night the night before, and came out and banged the freaking the air stairs into the plane. But yeah, so the captain literally had no clothes to change into because he was doing an out and back. He was just flying out and back from Miami. And so and we saw him on the plane the next day on the way back and he was in the cabin, and he still had his uniform on because he had no clothes. Hysterical. He probably didn't think it was too funny. I thought it was great. He was a nice guy. He was pretty funny. We've met quite a few cool pilots over the years, flying down and back to there. But that one was memorable. I wonder what that sound is. There's got to be something coming in because it's making noise. Yep, here we go. We got another one. Whoopsie. I should give him landing clearances. I don't know why this won't like level. Yeah, Adriano, those guys must have so many stories. There's Spirit. That looked a little dicey. That looked a little dicey. It's amazing, like with the like how quickly whatchamacallit, like the refresh rate now in Vatsim, you can see the plane like that. It shows in very very good detail like how your landing is. Sorry for keep doing this. I'm just trying to get it level and it won't. Um, so let's see who's coming in now. We've got now JetBlue. We got JetBlue coming in now. I wonder if any of these guys are in the. No way! Oh my gosh, that must have been interesting. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I watch there's a webcam that is literally like right here, and it's got a good view of the end of the runway. You know, and I was thinking of this the other day, like because sometimes they do runway 28 departures, right? I mean, what happens if you've got some sort of an issue on a runway 28 departure in a 737? Uh, before V1, you're coming right through this fence, and you're coming right through that beach. You know, like I don't know, kind of wacky, right? All right, we got one more coming in here. I'm still on Vatsim. Should I tell him to go around? Just kidding. Yeah, Chris, you absolutely should. It's a hoot. I love Vatsim. I absolutely love Vatsim. He looks maybe a little high. Yeah, yeah, it's a little. Oh, look at that! Did you see that? That was amazing. Did you see the puff of smoke? Ah, really? Well, I suppose, yeah, if you go full brakes and reversers and all that stuff, huh? I suppose that's probably true. Adriano, you should join our Discord on the top the link. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure the link on my YouTube channel still works.
Traffic at Blue 198 is turning around for backtrack on runway 10. Turning on traffic.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Let me see here. I want to make sure my Discord link still works. It does. I just joined my own Discord server. Let me put this in here. So Adriano, I just posted the link to my Discord server. You should join it. It'd be great. Really cool to have you around. It sounds like you got some stories too. Man, I can't get this thing straight. It's driving me nuts. Oh, nice, sweet. That'd be great. That'd be really cool. We've got, like I said, we got a couple guys um, from St. Martin. We've got a couple. We've got an Anguillan on board. We've got guys from all over the Caribbean. Some guys from Trinidad. We've got some Jamaicans. We've got all kinds of people from all over the islands. Peter, I haven't yet, but there's no reason we can't. That's actually a good idea. The only reason I don't do it on streams is it might get like overwhelming. You know what I mean? But like we could absolutely do voice chats. Let me see. Yeah, there's actually there's a voice channel already. Yeah, there's a voice channel on there. Nice. And it's great. There's a lot of activity going on now in the Discord. There's a lot of people in chatting and stuff. It's fantastic. But yeah, we can absolutely do that. I can't. I mean, this is amazing sitting here watching this sunset. I mean, I think one of the things that I'm
Traffic JetBlue 198, clear runway 10, taxiing the gate via Echo. Turning on the traffic.
I'm still taking up a gate. I think one of the things that Microsoft Flight Simulator does really well is like this atmosphere stuff. I mean, I've been here many times, and I think this looks absolutely fabulous for night. For this time of night, this is what it looks like. It just looks amazing. Cool, Peter. I'll be around. I will be around. Absolutely amazing. So I think we're probably out of traffic at this point. And I think there might be I was going to say, I thought there might be an event going on, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, this just looks amazing, in my humble opinion. And to be able to sit here and look at it, just cool. I mean, it's just wild. This is a flight simulator. You can sit here and pretend you're like hanging out on this balcony, watching the sunset. Whoopsie. Just jumped off the balcony. Come on. Nice. Whoopsie. Look at this. I mean, this is literally what it looks like. Wild. Huh. Well, I should probably go eat dinner. Even though I find this rather entertaining. So, guys, I'm gonna hit a fair ball. I'm gonna go get dinner before I get yelled at. But guys, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. And Adriano, thanks for coming in, man. It was cool to see you. I really hope you join the Discord, and we'll see you in there. And Peter, I hope your girlfriend doesn't get mad at you for watching my stream. But Mishko Blue, Chris, Enzer, we are on for tomorrow, Enzer. Absolutely. Hey, same here, Adriano. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. Yeah, dinner time it is. I'm gonna put up the stream for tomorrow right now. We'll do it at 3 o'clock. And guys, it was a hoot. Thanks for everybody for coming out and hanging around. It was a good time. And we'll see each other tomorrow. All right, everybody have a good night. Alphaz, take it easy. All right, Peter, we'll talk tomorrow. Adriana, you too, man. Take it easy. We'll talk soon. Yeah, Peter, I had a good time too. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I still can't get over this view. I mean, I still think it looks absolutely amazing. It's relaxing, you know? All right, fellas, take it easy. We'll talk tomorrow. Or we'll talk on the Discord, but we'll fly again tomorrow. Hope everybody's well. Be well.